Hello!
Hello!
I know you were expecting to see a wooden deck today, but we didn't finish it on time.
Well, instead of doing the episode about the wooden deck, today we took the day to record an extra episode. That's something that a lot of people are being asking. No, yeah, they're asking on the comments. Everyone is asking about what kind of welding machine we use. Everyone's asking about what kind of angle grinder we use. So we're gonna try to show you guys all the equipment we've been using so far and why we chose this equipment and what we think about them after using for such, I don't know, 3-4 months. So let's get started.
Well, to make it easier, we are gonna divide this into 6 sections.
The sections are cutting and grinding, second, drilling, third, measurement and hand tools, then painting, safety, and welding. That's the most asked question. Everyone wants to know what kind of welding machine we are using. So let's start with cutting and grinding. So for 3 months, I was scared thinking about how I was gonna actually cut the shipping container. It's something that I was like worried about. I was still searching if I was gonna buy a plasma cutter or if I was gonna buy an angle grinder. And as you guys know, we bought the angle grinder and we didn't regret at all. And the reason for that is because, I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but most of the times that I see cuts made with the plasma cutter, it's not like, the cut's not clean. You still need to clean the cut so you can weld later. So you need to cut and then you need to grind off the tips, and I don't know, it's just, you need to work twice. And with the angle grinder, you cut straight and it's perfect clean. You can weld straight away. And then we decided to get the angle grinder. But as we decided to go with the angle grinder, there are basically 3 options. You can buy the small one, that's the 4.5 inches. You can buy the middle size, that's the 7 inches disc, and you can buy the 9 inches disc. Most of the people that I see use the 9 inches disc.
But it's really big and heavy.
Yeah, the thing is, I'm pretty sure it would be cheaper to cut because you use like a disc that's like this big, so you need less discs and the price is not that different. But at the same time, the weight of the machine is twice as the weight of this machine. So the reason we actually decided for the smallest one was the weight, because I was scared that with time I would get tired and maybe, I don't know, let go and let fall the machine and get hurt.
Actually, you get tired even with this one.
Yeah, basically. So the ones I saw, 9 inches, they would be like 5.5 kilos heavy. This one is 2.4 kilos. But the good news is we found this specific machine from Bosch. Oh, by the way, we're gonna show a lot of equipments, a lot of them from Bosch and from different brands. We are not sponsored by Bosch. They didn't pay anything for us. And actually, if Bosch is watching, you guys can sponsor us. It's no problem. We would love to. But until now, we are paying for all our equipment. The cool thing I found about this machine, that's actually, it's not a 4.5 inch disc. This supports a 5 inch disc that's just a little bit bigger, but makes a huge difference. And the best thing is, even though it's a small disc angle grinder, the body is as big almost as the big angle grinders. So that means it's really good to hold, and it's like, it feels like the big machine, but it's really, really light. And at the same time, it's not as weak as the small ones. So usually you have like 700, maybe 900 watts on the small angle grinders. This one is 1500. So that means 1500 watts is really enough to cut the shipping container.
So we need to hold this all the time.
Yeah, the other thing is you have 2 options for this machine. There is one that you can lock the on and off. But this one that I bought, if I let go, it turns off. I bought this one for safety. But at the same time, sometimes I wish I had the other one because I would get a lot less tired by just letting go. So this makes me tired by, you know, holding the button for like 4 or 5 hours. But it's a really nice machine. We don't regret. It's really good. Now let's talk about discs. Talking about discs, we use basically 5 kinds of disc. There is one that's not here. So to cut the shipping container, you usually use these thin discs that are made for stainless steel. We use this one from Makita, not because it's just the one we found in a good price and we like the disc. And then when we need to cut something that's more...
Thicker?
It's thicker, but a different kind of material, like the rings that they are located on the side of the shipping container. We found that I break too easy this disc doing that, so we use the thick disc that we don't have here today, but it's meant to cut regular steel. And then if we need to take the paint off, we use this one to grind off stuff when it's really rough. And then when we want to give like a good finishing and be like really smooth the grinding, and then we use this flat disc that's basically like sandpaper on a disc. That's
really good.
We use a lot of those, way too much, and that's not that cheap. And then like 2 months ago we found out about this. That's not a disc, but it's like a brush. It's like a metal brush. We use this one from Makita. And this is really good to take the paint off of the shipping container when we need to take the rust. So that's what we use a lot to clean the rust on the top of the shipping container, on the roof. So we use maybe like 4 of those, right? So yeah, that's basically for the angle grinder, that's it.
Wash again.
Yeah, that's not...
So talking about drilling, what do you use?
Well, this one, we bought a kit from Bosch also. Bosch, if you want to send us a stronger one, we won't mind.
No,
we just bought this one because it was affordable and we need something like this. So basically got a kit that's drilling, battery drilling, and a battery wrench, impact wrench. So that's like impact wrench, yeah. Well,
Sure.
So basically we use this for screws and we use this to make hose. So the models are
here.
Let's put like this. So these are the models. And sometimes you might see us using a wired one, a bigger one, a stronger one.
Yeah.
The thing is, this is good, but sometimes it's not strong enough.
Yeah.
So when we need to use like for heavy things, we use the one with the cord, but that's not ours. We always borrow, so we don't have here today. But the specification is this one. So let's get to the item number 3. What's item number 3?
Is measurement and hand tool.
So we started the project only
With this.
Yeah, we only own this one. That's a 20 meters measurement tape.
Not the
That's really
Makes
useful.
it up.
Yeah, when it's something big, that's what you use.
The
And then we bought this one. That's a regular.
that you can fix.
Yeah. So this is an 80 meter one. It's really good because it's, you can do some measurements by yourself.
Yeah.
When she's not here, I cannot use that one, so this one is easier. And then
We bought this one.
we bought this one. This helped a lot actually.
Yeah.
I mean, when we start working with wood, this is gonna be even better. But it's still, for measuring, that was really good. Yeah, that's just 1 meter. It's stainless steel. It's really good. And then there's this one. We always wanted this one to work with shipping containers. It's a good one because there's a bubble, a level.
Here, here, and here. There is
Yeah, 3 angle levels. And there is the measurement, and there is a magnet IMA. IMA is that how it's called? Magnet. Yeah, there is a magnet, so you can just attach to the shipping container.
Like
so it's basically you can attach it to any metal. So that helps a lot when you're trying to get something on level on the shipping container. This is really useful. We use it a lot when we located the windows on place, the frames for the windows on place. We always use this to level the windows. Really good.
And then the squares.
Squares. We started with the basic square. I mean, at least in Brazil, that's the square you see everywhere.
Yeah. Then we bought this one.
Yeah, the thing is, it's hard to make sure the frame for the windows are square on the corners, with this small one sometimes.
Yeah, and we have this. So
Yeah, this
hard to.
this angle here sometimes is, I don't know. We end up buying this one, and this is another life.
Yeah.
So this is much better to make sure the frames are square.
Yeah. And then
we got this small one. We traveled on December, and we got us a little treat because it was really cheap. In Brazil, it's really expensive, so we bought. So this is a square that you can move, and sometimes it's really good when you want to measure a distance
and keep this distance.
Yeah. So basically, you can lock the distance, and then you can just keep seeing the same distance. This is just.
It's really helpful.
I love it, this one.
And then we have the electronic one.
That's measurement, but first we have this left. The other square, this one. You might see this a lot in our videos. That's a magnetic square. That's basically when we weld metal frames, we use this to make sure it's square. The thing is, when we bought this one, we thought it would be easy to do the frames. You just put one metal in each side and it's square, but that's not true. You see that's really dirty with pieces of metal. It's not, there's always pieces of metal attached to it. It's really hard to clean. It's really hard to clean, and it's really hard to actually get square at the first time.
You always need to.
Yeah, so basically put the metal here, and keep like hitting with the mallet until we get to the right position. But it helps.
There's one that you can turn on the magnet later.
Yeah, but I like this one. The thing is, it's good because it holds on place so you can weld, but won't guarantee that it's square. So what we do, we hold on place with this one, and we make sure it's square with this one.
Yeah.
But still, it's a good thing to have. Talking about, we have this rubber mallet, really good, and the regular hammer we use a lot.
Yeah. And about measurement.
That's the last
electronic one.
The last measurement, laser measurement. That's really good
for interior.
For interior.
For outside part, it's not that useful if you have sun, because the laser doesn't work really well.
Yeah, but this was essential for us to build the windows, because we ordered the windows custom made. So we did the frames, then we got this, and we measure with a really good precision, and all the windows fit perfect because of this. Otherwise, we would not get the right measurement.
Safety gear.
So let's talk about safety gear now.
Well, the safety gears we were buying along the way.
When we felt like we needed.
So if you see the first images, we didn't have any shoes.
And not even a gloves.
Yeah.
But now, you feel like you need protection.
Yeah.
Safety gear is really, really important. Don't start like us, just buy straight away, because otherwise you get hurt, and that's not good.
So
let's start.
You need to have
from bottom up. You need boots. This is not the best ones, but it's holding so far.
Yeah, mine is like old shoes that I have.
So that's my working boots. As today we're not working, we're just shooting this video, so I don't need them. So that's my working boots. Then pants, long pants. I'm wearing shorts today. That's the first time I'm wearing shorts because we're not working today. But always long pants and
jeans, really hard.
Jeans, strong ones, because I don't know. My pants here are lasting each pair of pants for 1 month. We've been working for 3 months, and I lost 3 pairs of pants already. But it's part of the job.
If you don't want to lose shirts, just use old ones or like us.
Jacket, I suggest like something really, really strong. This one's tough. And even though it's tough, it's all burnt from the welding. I mean, if you're not working with welding, you might not need a jacket, but if you want to work with welding and grinding, I always wear this when I'm grinding and welding. And I always tell her that I feel safer when I have my jacket on. It's just...
Now it's like 30 degrees and he's still wearing this.
Right now it's summer, and yesterday I worked all day long with that jacket.
Yeah. So sometimes you wear this for welding.
For welding, this is also good. You can see it's all burnt already. So that's like leather. How you call that?
I forgot the name actually.
Yeah. Well, the name is here. That's the name. Apron. So that's a leather apron that I use sometimes.
So this is for there.
What else?
gloves.
So it's been really hard to find the right pair of gloves. We always buy bigger, is too big, too small, or the material is not as good. So we've been trying.
So we bought this cheap one, but you can use just once. Actually, it's not that good.
Yeah, this is good for painting, for sometimes a little bit of sanding or something that had dust on your hand. To mix paintings is good, but not for cleaning, like strong paintings. I don't think it's good.
So we bought this one that's better, but for painting it's really dirty. For steel we are using leather ones.
Yeah, this is really good to work with any kind of steel, but for welding I find it too thin. It burns too easy. So for welding I bought an specific that already now this week burnt. So this is gloves for MIG welding, so it's more robust and like thicker, so the heat won't hit your hand that much. So that's specifically for MIG welding. That's what I do. So that's gloves.
Talking about breath.
You know, when we work in a construction site, there's a lot of stuff that are not good for your health that you breathe. So we started by using these simple masks.
Yeah, but it's good just for light, like
dust.
Light dust, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's really good, these ones, when you need to sand something for a long time, because you don't want to use the big mask that's just like annoying for the whole afternoon when you're just sanding something or painting something with like a light paint. But works, but not when you're painting with epoxy, or then that's not enough. Oh, there's another good thing for this one. When I'm welding, because the smoke of the MIG welding is really bad, but this big mask won't fit inside of my welding mask, so I need to wear these ones underneath. So this is good for that also. When we do some painting, that's what we use. Let's show you guys how it works.
Like an airplane.
So. So, in the beginning we used only the cloth one, but we found that it's you can still smell the smell of the painting, and it's bad for you. So we bought these ones, and that's really good.
Another life, actually.
Yeah, that's from 3M, and works really good.
Really well.
We paint with all day long with epoxy paint, and we don't smell anything. We really like these ones. So if we talk about safety gear, that's one of my favorite ones. I mean, not for safety, but for comfortable. It's safety also, but it's comfortable also, because angle grinder makes a lot of noise, and this is just magical. When we bought, at first, we bought the little plugs, but I don't know. For me, with the plug or without a plug, it doesn't make any difference.
Like just a cotton.
Yeah, seems like all the same. So we decided to buy a good one, and
a cheaper one.
Yeah, so we bought the cheaper one for her and the expensive one for me. And I'm always closer to the machine than she is, so she's far away, so she could use this one. And I bought the expensive one. In the end,
the cheaper one was not that good.
Yeah, it's not that good, but it's cheaper. You get what you pay. And this one is for, I think, maybe 12 decibels or something.
No, it's more.
It's more? 20?
23.
23 decibels. This one's for 33. So the noise cancelling on this one is a lot better than this one.
And about the quality?
The construction, yeah. So in the end, we bought an extra one of those for her.
Yeah.
And we use this every single day. I mean, whenever I don't want to hear her. Yeah, this is, I suggest you, if you are going to work with the angle grinder, buy a good...
No, not just angle grinder. I guess when we are working with metal.
Yeah,
when
metal is...
cutting metals.
And even wood.
Yeah.
For any noise, this is really essential.
Good. Okay.
So, we talk about this one. I don't know if we talk about this one, but...
Sometimes this is not enough.
I mean, for some jobs is enough.
Yeah, like some...
But for angle grinder, the sparkles sometimes come from different directions. We use these ones a lot.
Yeah.
The only time I didn't use this one, I got hurt, so I never do this anymore. I was gonna grind just something really small. I was like, no, I don't need to get the mask, and I sparkle from the angle grinder came straight on my right eye, and for 1 week it hurted all night long, and I couldn't sleep, and I didn't even know if my eye was gonna come back to normal. So now I just make sure I always use the mask, always.
So
What else?
paint. So we have 3 kinds of painting, of material to paint. So we have the regular brush,
That everyone heard about.
the roller, and
The magical spray paint.
it's not that get used to using this.
Yeah, actually this was really tricky to start using. It's really hard to calibrate, adjust, you know, the machine, but we love it. And for some kinds of paintings, this is just amazing. So basically we bought this compressor that is a 24 liters tank with a 2 horsepower engine, and the pressure that makes is 120 psi. So she complains that makes noise. Yeah, because every time she's gonna press record button,
it starts working and making noise. So it's really hard to film.
Yeah, but the way it works is that the tank gets filled and then you use without noise, and then when there is no pressure on the tank anymore, the engine goes on. And as this tank is too small, the engine just keeps going on and off all the time.
Yeah. But the good part is that it's really good to go around because it's really small, so you can in light.
We can even take to the top of the shipping container,
So
and that's pretty good.
That's the best part.
Yeah. And it's really good for painting and cleaning. The thing is, it's too small for using with some pressure tools, with some, you know, air tools that I wish I could use, like angle grinder and all this. There are all these kinds of machines that you can use with
maybe in
air
the
pressure.
future.
But with this one is only for painting, and some maybe just for like clamps or something. I don't know how to call clamps. Yeah, whatever. But we only use for painting and for cleaning dust. That's pretty good. When you're gonna paint, you just clean the dust, and for cleaning equipment, and to clean her, like when she's really dusty.
But the difference between all these 3
that's true, yeah.
is when it's just a small job, we prefer to use one of these because.
And when it's too windy, it's really hard to paint with these ones, so we use these ones.
But the best part about this one is that you can do coats between layers.
The coats, the time in between coats, it's much smaller. So basically, sometimes some paints you need to wait 4 hours for the second layer when you do with the roller. With this, you can do after 15 minutes. That means in 1 hour you can do like 3 layers, 3 coats of a paint. That's, you know, you get a lot faster the job done.
Yeah.
And that's it for painting. So next stop, welding.
Oh, we forgot one cut.
Oh, we forgot one.
When we talked about cut, we forgot about this machine.
Yeah. The angle grinder is good for cutting, like, you know, like straight lines, and I don't know, different, like, you know, just like a straight cut, or even like the shipping container or pieces of metal and stuff. But when we talk about welding steel frame that need to be square, this is the machine. Yeah, basically you need to, you know, to cut a square, this is much easier to guarantee that the square is a square.
And it's really easy to use. I use it, so it's really easy to use.
Yeah, there is only one trick. The problem is we use this as this is portable. We just use on the floor.
But it's not the correct way to use it.
I mean, yeah, it's correct, but you need to have a support because we cut like 6 meters long bars, and then you know, the tip of the bar is not on the same level as this. So sometimes it moves a little bit and
the angle changes.
So we suggest if you want to use this machine, you should have a table that's flush with the machine. So then it would be perfect, and you will get like 100% square all the time. But it's a really nice machine. That's the specification for the machine.
Yeah.
Oh, just to remind you, all these numbers and models are the ones that they sell in Brazil. Maybe if you're in a different country, the model number changes a little bit, but I'm sure all these factories make in most of the countries, like Bosch sells anywhere you want.
So now, the last equipment.
The one that everyone's asking about, welding. So let's talk about welding. This is our welding machine. Let's talk about the welding machine.
I don't know.
There are several kinds of welding machine. This specific one is a MIG welding machine. That's MIG means this, inertial gas. So basically this is a gas welding, and that's the gas bottle. So this one, the factory that makes is Helmut. That's actually a Chinese welding machine.
We were trying to buy the Lincoln one.
Yeah, we wanted to buy the Lincoln electric machine. That's a really good welding machine. That's American. They sell here in Brazil, but the thing is, the warranty here, the service, if something breaks, is not that good. So I end up buying this one that it's Chinese, but there are a lot of parts to sell here. And if it breaks, I know someone that fixes it. So we bought this one, and we don't regret at all because the machine is really good.
And it's really light, so you can carry around really easy.
Yeah. And one of the, I never told you guys that, but one of the reasons we are building on a shipping container is because I was always curious to learn how to weld. And I always want to learn how to weld aluminum, and one day I want to weld aluminum. And this machine actually welds aluminum if I want. So this is a multi-process welding machine. That means it welds MIG, TIG, and stick. You just need to change some accessories. So right now it's configured to weld MIG, so that's the MIG torch. The reason why I use MIG is because of the speed of welding, and I like the quality of the finishing for the speed it gets. And I think for someone that never welded before, like me, and her, she's gonna weld this week maybe. So I think was a good process to learn. I think was an easy one to learn. So that's a high-long MIG 180Y, and it uses wire that's 1 millimeter or 0.8 millimeters. We use 0.8. And
what's the amperage that usually you use?
Yeah, the amperage goes from 30 to 180, but I don't know if you guys know, but that doesn't mean that you can weld 100% of the time in 180. All the welding machines, they have a working factory, I guess, that's how you call. That means if I work on 180 amperage, I need to work 6 minutes out of 10. That means out of every 10 minutes, I can work only 6 minutes, otherwise the machine is gonna burn out. So this machine is 100% when I weld on 140, and that's really good because... Or less. And that's really good because I usually weld on 100 or less, like something in between 80 and 100 amperes. So it's pretty good for me. So that's our welding machine. That's my helmet.
It's really good because when the light is on, how can I...
Yeah, that's nowadays I guess it's really normal. That's an automatic helmet, so I don't need to take on and off if I'm welding because it turns on and off the I don't know how to call it, like the mirror. So basically, when I'm welding, it's really dark, and when I stop welding, just I can see again.
That's really good.
Yeah, but that's you can find anywhere. It's just a normal helmet.
And we always rent the gas.
Oh, that's the other thing. We decide not to buy the gas tank.
Buy now.
Because it's too big for us to have the gas tank, and we are using a lot now, but after we finish the shipping container, we're only gonna use the welding machine for small jobs, small tasks. So I want to buy a smaller gas tank, but for now would be too small, so we rent. This one is pretty cheap. It's like less than $10 a month to rent, plus the gas.
And the gas is...
Oh, the gas. This mixture gas for MIG weld that we use is 75% argon and 25% CO2. So that's the mixture we use. And this is the manometer. So that's basically, that shows how much pressure I have on the welding machine and how much gas I still have on the tank.
And just for you to know, the machine is 15 kilograms.
Oh yeah, the machine, the thing I love about this machine is because it's light for the power. It's still powerful, but it's still light. Because some of the machines that are 180 amperes. They weigh like maybe 40 kilos, and this one weighs only 15 kilos. That means
plus the wire.
Plus the wire, that's like
That's
5
5
kilos.
kilos.
So that basically means that weights total with the wire, full wire, that weighs 20 kilos, and I can carry up this roof, as you guys saw already. So that's a really good thing. What can I say about that? Oh, no. When we talk about welding, it's important to talk about these things. So we strongly suggest that if you work with welding, you have one of those. That's called... This helps a lot.
Mechanical wise.
Yeah. So that when you weld small pieces, it's really good to have to hold the pieces. This is really, really good. C-clamps to hold other kind of pieces so you can weld. And this one we found really, really helpful.
Rip plier?
How called this one?
Rip plier?
Yeah. So this is really useful when you need to grind a small piece. You can hold the piece with this and, you know, grind on the angle grinder. Or when you need to weld a small piece, you can hold with this and weld with the other hand. This is really, really useful.
Yeah. And I guess that's it.
I mean, we didn't talk about all the machines meant to use with woodworking.
Yeah, but...
Because it's just too much for one episode.
And we are not working with wood by now? Or?
Yeah, we didn't start working with wood that much, so we are going to talk about that in the future. For now, I think that's good. If you have any... If we didn't explain something that you want to know about one of these machines, let us know. We are glad to answer any question. Just to make sure you guys remember, we didn't get paid from any of these companies. We just use because we like and because the price was good, and I mean was affordable and was something that we liked. But any of the brands out there, if they want to sponsor us, like Rockler, just to say, just a hint, we're going to start working with wood soon. So if Rockler wants to help us, you know, we don't mind getting some accessories for woodworking, Rockler. So yeah, for now, I guess that's it.
Yeah, if you have any doubts, just ask us.
Yeah, sorry that we were kind of annoying to finish recording because the mosquito now is like 7 o'clock at night and the mosquitoes are just getting crazy here. So we kind of need to quit shooting. And I'm not wearing pants today, so it's killing me. See, I'm telling you, and I'm not joking, it's true. Next week, we're going to talk about...
I guess the deck.
Hopefully, yeah. Sorry we didn't talk about the deck today, but the thing is, it takes so long for painting the wood, because we need to give 3 coats of painting with 12 hours in between coats. So it's just like...
It turns 24 because...
Yeah, so we have a lot of wood and then we need to do it in turns, and then it took like 2 weeks painting the wood for the deck. But hopefully next week we are gonna finally talk about the deck.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
So, see you guys
next week.